What's up? In this video, we're covering another 10 prints in my 3D printing journey. You might have noticed I'm not printing every single day anymore. I officially failed the print every day for a year challenge, and I'll tell you exactly why at the end of this video. But first, we're talking about TPU. I finally got my hands on some Elegoo 95A TPU. The 95A basically just means how squishy it is, and this is the most common type. Now, you might think we can just throw this in the AMS and go full speed ahead. Absolutely not. To print this rubbery stuff, you have to bypass the AMS entirely. You gotta mount it to the external spool holder, unplug the feeder tube from the back, and manually shove the TPU into the tool head yourself. Honestly, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but for lazy people like me, this is exactly the type of manual labor I am allergic to. Once you unload your previous filament, you hit load on the screen and wait for the nozzle to heat up. And then you push the TPU through. I noticed the spool was sticking to itself a bit, and since I wasn't in the mood to deal with a nasty clog, I had to manually unwind some slack and basically babysit this thing the entire time. The first TPU print I attempted was this unbreakable hollow ball. I printed it on the standard textured PEI plate and it pulled right off with zero hassle. I wanted to start with something fast and cool to test the material, and this did the job. Sadly, it doesn't really bounce for shit, but it's cool. Next, I wanted something actually functional, so I printed these TPU corner guards. These are perfect. You just slap some double-sided tape on the back and stick them to any sharp furniture corner so you stop bruising your shins. It's bendy, soft, and basically indestructible. TPU is honestly elite for stuff like this. That was it for day 1 of TPU. Now, as some of you nerds know, TPU is highly hygroscopic, meaning it sucks water out of the air like a sponge. So I threw it in my dryer for overnight for about 5 hours before printing again the next morning. I decided to get way too ambitious and print a pair of slides. I printed a small 6-inch version for my daughter. My main worry was that they would slide around or tip over on the build plate, but the bed adhesion was actually great. The real issue? The stringing. It looks like a spiderweb exploded inside the shoe. Since I print a lot of PETG, stringing doesn't usually scare me, so I figured I'll just hit it with a blowtorch and sand it down. Boy, was I wrong. Blowtorching the TPU just melts it into ugly, rough little plastic balls, and sanding does absolutely nothing but makes it look fuzzy and trash. The internet says the only real fix is drying your filament for 8 hours. Bruh, ain't nobody got time for that. Between the rough texture and the fact that the bottom has zero actual grip, I've concluded that 3D printing TPU footwear is a scam. Alright, after that shoe fail, I needed something to brighten up my depressing desk. I printed these two popular Stickman pen holders. One holds a single pen and the other holds two. Then I went all in on the desk decor and printed this blue crab pen holder. I love crabs, and I had some leftover blue filament and it looks awesome holding a pen. By the way, all of these models are from MakerWorld. I used to put all the links in the description, but I'm lazy now, so you can just search them up yourself. If someone asks nicely in the comments, maybe I'll pin them. Keyword, nicely. I jumped back to TPU to print this flexi earless ball. Honestly, this thing feels exactly like one of those squishy stress balls they hand you when you're donating blood. It has a tiny bit of bounce, but nothing amazing. Even after drying the filament for another 5 hours, it still printed out looking kinda whack and stringy. I took another break from TPU and tried out some new grass green PETG from Elegoo. I gotta say, this green looks incredibly clean. It actually reminds me of Bambu matte green PLA. I'm officially done buying Sunlu PETG because this Elegoo stuff just prints way better. I made this Monstera leaf napkin holder. It's stylish, durable, and has some nice built-in flex. Next, I wanted to burn through some more of my old Sunlu PETG, which honestly barely even looks like blue. I printed this collapsible box. It's a print and place design with working hinges right off the plate, and it folds completely flat. Two of the locking tabs snapped off when I was opening it, but since there are like 8 tabs in total, it still holds together fine. You can scale this model to whatever size you want. Then afterwards, I decided to keep using that clean Elegoo PETG. So I printed this Monstera curtain clip to match the napkin holder. They look great, and the removable middle peg is super flexible and tough. That said, these clips were absolutely massive. So if I were to print them again, I'm definitely scaling them down. To finally kill off the rest of that Sunlu blue, I printed this Oddish planter. It's printed in a single color and looks awesome. This model doesn't have any drainage holes, so depending on what plant I put in there, I might have to take a drill to Oddish's butt. The coolest part? The filament literally ran out the very last layer. It was perfectly calculated. Actually, no. I just got incredibly lucky. And that was 170 prints down. Like I said at the start, I'm stopping the everyday part of this challenge. From now on, I'm just doing periodic update videos when I feel like it. The reason is simple. I can't keep up with posting daily YouTube shorts anymore. It's a massive grind, and my views on shorts have completely tanked. And I honestly think the YouTube algorithm is flagging my daily uploads as spam. On top of that, I want to print things I actually need and want around my house, rather than printing random plastic junk just to say I did it for a challenge. So that's how it's going to be from now on. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!